If you're struggling with content creation and you're trying to figure out what to do next and how to plan out your next podcast episode and how to plan things out so that they actually make sense, I have a really awesome video for you today because we're going to take a look at a newer ChatGPT feature that I think is going to change the game. So if that sounds good, smash the like button. Let's dive into the computer and show you what it's about. All right, so ChatGPT has come out with their new image generator. And what's really cool about this new image generator is that it does a fantastic job of not only creating a realistic, almost a near photorealistic image, but it'll also do it with text on the image, which is super powerful. Previously, if you used to look up ChatGPT text on image, let's just pull up, let's see if we could find an old image here. It would create weird, funky stuff that it basically it couldn't spell. So it would like put in weird characters, it would put letters backwards and all kinds of weird stuff like that. But with their new update, part of the 4.0, I believe you need a $20 plan to use this. It allows you to create content images with actual text on it. So that's really useful for Facebook, Pinterest, anything graphic related. You could just ask it to create it for you and it'll just do it. But I was playing around with it this morning and I wanted to talk about what it can do in terms of mind mapping. And what mind mapping is basically taking a topic and then atomizing it out into a whole other bunch of ideas. And what's helpful about that is that it allows you to not only figure out what it is that you're trying to create, but it also gives you a huge amount of content ideas with that because you can kind of like break it all down. So like if you were doing a show, let's say you did a true crime podcast. I have a true crime podcast and we want to do a special episode about haunted mansions. Help me mind map the ideas. And so it's going to come up with like whatever. Let's just let it come back with the result. Help me generate a mind map image of different directions we can go with it. And what it's going to do is it's actually going to go to work and create the image for us. So it's going to show us like center what it is that we're talking about, and then it's going to start spidering out. And this is really useful stuff, especially when you start thinking about it in terms of SEO and getting your episodes found. Because the more you can spider out into a sub niche and get deeper into the details, the better the quality of traffic is that you're going to get to your stuff. So if you're really talking about true crime or you're branching out into haunted stuff, well, then you can start talking about specific haunted mansions or haunted experiences that people have had. And you will find the traffic within those because these are things that people are looking up. So while that's working, actually, it already did it. Let's see. Now, it didn't do the best job here. It's not bad. But we've got, historical murders and crimes, guest interviews, famous haunted mansions. And then you can start talking about things like the Cecil Hotel, the Axe Murder House, listener stories, Borden House, all these specific ideas here. Let's go back. We're just going to do a little bit of an experiment. So let's look back at the research here. And we'll just take an example here. So we have like the Winchester Mystery House. Okay. So what I can do is I could actually look it up and we could see here. So let's do like haunted house stories, 11 stories. Let's look at this. This is from BuzzFeed. And what we're going to actually do is we're actually going to pull up this URL in my keyword tool. This is an SEO keyword tool that I use. And I'll just open it here on the side and I'll pull it in. We could see that this page, which talks about bone-chilling experiences, this page actually ranks in Google. So if we look at the keywords, we've got haunted house stories, etc. And then if we go further down, we should see, what I'm looking for is like the Amityville, let's try that, Amityville Horror. Amityville Haunting, right, so Amityville Haunting, if I could spell it correctly. So that was a movie, works based on it. Just Won't Die. Okay, let's go back to our content here and let's see what else. So we've got the Villisca Axe Murder House. Okay, interesting. So let's try this one instead. And I'm taking you guys along for the ride because I want to show you like how the research is actually done. It's a lot of fun usually. All right, so we got, oh, it's literally murderhouse.com. How spooky and scary. That's pretty cool, actually. So we could actually put this into our tool. And we can see here, the Villisca Axe Murders is searched for over 5,000 times per month. So that's 5,200 people looking this up per month. Murderhouse.com is getting the traffic. They're showing up as #1 in Google. And they are, I'll just zoom in for you guys so you can see that. So it's got a lot of volume. There's a lot of traffic for it. They're in position #1. If I Google this, we'll see that that website is actually #1, which it is. So we're like reverse engineering how this works. And then you can see that there's similar keywords that people are searching for where it's different like variations, different phrases, but they still show up for #1 for all of this. So if you compounded all this traffic down and we looked at the overview, this page alone is getting about 4,300 people per month just looking this particular story up. So if you were to go back to our research and we're talking about the mind mapping thing, that let's say you were doing an episode about haunted mansions and whatnot, that would be a really great topic to talk about because there's nearly zero competition. You could show up at the top of Google very easily, and there's a ton of traffic of people looking that stuff up. There's a really good probability that they're going to check out your podcast episode and give you guys at least a chance to gain yourselves some new audience members. Anyway, if you found that interesting, please let me know in the comments down below. Drop a like. Make sure you head to podcastpontifications.com. I've got a ton of information about this stuff, so make sure you sign up over there. And I'll see you on the next video very soon.